Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me get my shades on. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. O Cubed stands for one-on-one because it's just me and you. And I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. And I want to welcome you to today's podcast. Yes, today is Tuesday. Can you believe it? August the 10th in the year 2021. And I tell you, it's a good day to be alive. It's a good day to be here. And it's a good day to be with you. Thank you so much for joining me on this fine day as we have another stream and conversation with some of the most beautiful lions anywhere in the world. I'm telling you all, you guys are just absolutely fabulous. There's nobody like you anywhere, and I appreciate every time you come in the room. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience, and I want to thank you for getting up bright and early. Now, while I'm talking about that bright and early, you know where I'm going. I got to talk about Grandpa Holmes's chair. Listen, beloved, Grandpa Holmes's chair has become a battleground. I just want you to understand it. If you are one of those that's trying to get in here and get your lips, hips, and fingertips in Grandpa Holmes's chair, you're going to have to really figure out how to do it. Because listen, these lions are coming in at the crack of dawn. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They are coming in here at the crack of dawn to slip up in Grandpa Holmes's chair. So listen, Dalen, my heart goes out to you, sis. My heart, my love, and listen, I believe you love me. You said, listen, don't believe them other folks. Don't believe. But today, the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other. Are y'all ready for this? It is none other than Shelly Thunder. Yes, Shelly Thunder, you are the winner. Even though Dalen came in the room looking, Dalen came in ready. Dalen came in ready to get perched. Oh, but Dalen was slightly disappointed when she found out that Shelly Thunder had already made it into the room. I'm going to give it up because, listen, this race for Grandpa Holmes's chair has me dying. Grandpa Holmes's chair is killing me. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the enthusiasm that you all come in the room, and it just blesses my socks off. I ain't even gonna lie. It just blesses my socks off. So you know, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. As we get ready to get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. As we get ready to get those coffee cups out, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. So I gotta say, oh Lord, up above my head, I hear thunder in the air. There's got to be a Shelly Thunder somewhere. Yes, the prophetess made it in here, and she slid her lips, hips, and her fingertips into Grandpa Holmes's chair, and she beat Dalen out of her blessing. But that's all right. Your blessing is coming. Keep on pressing your way. Keep on pressing to your blessing, Dalen. Don't give it up. Don't let go. Honey, you got to be like the men in the Bible. I won't let go till you bless me. I won't let go till you bless my soul. Just keep on going till you get your lips, hips, and fingertips in Grandpa Holmes's chair. But in the meantime, girl, you got to get up bright and early. We gonna see.
Yes. We gonna see who's gonna get their lips, hips, and fingertips into Grandpa Holmes's chair. Now, as we get our coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. I want to say good morning to Mel Holiday, and I got to speak. Today is her birthday, y'all. Today is Mel Holiday. Yes, Mel is the one that has given us, you gonna come, we gonna go for a ride, but I'm coming back alone. So listen, Mel, I want to appreciate you on your birthday. It's all about you today, sis. It's all about you. I want to tell you happy birthday. I want you to enjoy your day. You are young. You ain't getting older. You just getting better. So here we go. Happy birthday, Mel. Happy birthday. And so there you have it, Mel. Happy birthday to you, and I hope that this year is one of the best years ever for you, sis. I'm gonna give it up for you one more time. Yes. It's your birthday. Celebrate, because you are awesome. You are awesome. Now, if y'all didn't see Mel's comment, Mel just wants y'all to know she came in bright and early this morning, but she said the church ladies at the door wouldn't let her in so she could get in Grandpa Holmes's chair. So I understand. Listen, if you ever got ushers that go to sleep at the door, because I've been to some churches where people be at the door trying to come in and the ushers just be nodding back there. They on their feet, they standing up, they have no clue. I literally heard one pastor said, "Let the people in." He had to tell the ushers, let the people in. So listen, I think I need to tell the ushers to let the people in, because I think, Mel, you're the second or third person that's come in here and told me that the church ladies, that's what you call them, the church ladies or the ushers, or as some of the good folk out here say, the ushers on the door didn't let me in. So we're going to take care of that. So hopefully next time y'all can get in. So we got to say good morning to everybody. I saw Kim Possible, because anything is possible when Kim Possible is in the room. I want to say good morning to you. I want to say good morning to Shelby Nicole Cosplay is traveling, y'all, but she loved this podcast. She loved Spiritual Thought Leaders. She loved the Lions in the Lions Den enough that even while she's out and about, sister done checked in this morning. Shelby Nicole Cosplay, I love you. Now listen, they are Comic-Con. They are everything. She's got some things out there. If you go on Facebook, she had her costumes up. If you're in my Discord channel, go out there and check them out. They had these costumes up that I'm telling you are just mind-boggling and mind-blowing. And baby, she was looking all the way fresh, all all the way. She looked absolutely gorgeous. I want y'all to go out there and check her out. She is a streamer and she also does anything digital and design. That's your girl, Shelby Nicole Cosplay. Follow her out here in these Twitch streets. She's also on Facebook and Instagram. Hook up with my girl because she got something for you. Good morning, Shelby Nicole Cosplay. Then I want to say good morning, Angel Eyes 2005. Thank you so much for coming in the Lion's Den. Good morning. Now, Dalen 628 is my special girl. She's my friend. She's my Grandpa Holmes's chair enthusiast, and she is the revivalist out here in these Twitch streets. Yes, she put together and a mod extraordinaire. Did I tell you that? She's a mod extraordinaire. I appreciate you, Dalen, for being so enthusiastic. You keep me going. You keep me smiling. You keep me laughing. I appreciate you, and thank you for being in the Lion's Den. I want to say good morning to DJ Onyx Hart. Thank you for coming on in the room, and Sammy is in our prayers. Sammy is being lifted up, and we're calling out her name even right now. I want y'all to know this is an opportunity and a time for us to be able not just to come in and chat and laugh and he and kiki and have a good time, but we do some serious stuff over here as well. So prayers, when we get prayer requests in the chat, please know that we are praying for our friends and our loved ones. And so thank you for calling out Sammy's name today. And we believe, and as I said on today, I'm dealing, even had some experience this morning, I'm dealing with a similar situation. So I understand your heart and I understand the burden, and the prayers are going up. And listen, as I said, for addiction and every hellhound that wants to accompany it, because there's a lot of things that go along with that. When you talk about healing, it's not just the addiction that we got to get healed from, but there's some underlying core issues and areas, and then even the fallout of all the things as a result of that are also going on. So we're speaking healing, we're declaring it, we're praying it, encouraging. Thank you for hosting the stream. I appreciate you, DJ Onyx. I appreciate you, man. We are praying, sis. We're sending out all of that love. Fix the oven. I'm so glad you're here. You know, sometimes I'm like, one of the DJs stopped and he said, listen, truck driver, we just had a happy birthday to Mel. If you want to wish her a happy birthday, and we're saying good morning to everybody. And while I'm there, let me say good morning to you, Kim Possible. I told you anything is possible when Kim Possible is in the room. Thank you for sharing and hosting the stream. I appreciate you, sis. Jonna CPW is in the room. Good morning to you. Mino 3782 got in here bright and early. She came in bright and early this morning, and I want to thank you for being in the Lion's Den. While I'm on Jonna CPW, let me reverse. Let me back up and say, Jonna, I appreciate you and all those babies for coming out and supporting on Sunday. I love you, girl. I love you. And it's lions like you all that keep me going and flowing. Y'all just don't know how much I appreciate you. Oh, come on with that happy birthday. Happy birthday. I love it. Jonna, thank you. You my girl, and you know that. I want to say good morning to Stacy 546. That's my girl, and I absolutely love her. I really, really do. Stacy, I appreciate you for coming in the room. And here we go. I appreciate everybody. Now, for those that are not in my stream, as I often say, you are definitely welcome to come on in. You don't have to, but I want to welcome you and invite you to come on in the room. You can come on in the room if you want to, and we're happy to have you. Now, we gonna get this party crack-a-lacking, and y'all have to bear with me because I messed around some kind of, there it is. I said I messed around some kind of way and didn't get my music loaded up, but that's all right. Here we come. We gonna get it crack-a-lacking up in here. And y'all know how we started off. We talk about what happened while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. And I just want you to know, on this fine day, there's a whole lot, but most of it is revolving around one topic, and you probably already know what that topic is. Let's get that music crack-a-lacking. And it sounds good to me. Now, as I get started on this morning, we love spending your day. I'm so glad and honored that we love you. Spending your day with the Lions means so much. Now, While we are in the midst of a pandemic that seems like it's trying to come back with a vengeance, why is it coming back with a vengeance? Because people that need mental health help are out here in leadership positions that are doing all kinds of crazy and insane stuff that keeps this virus going. Good morning, Lynette Dickerson. It's so good to see you. That's my queen. She's my queen to be. My queen is here. Good morning to you, sis, and I'm so glad that you're here. Listen, we've got individuals out here in leadership that they really, at this point, I feel like we need to have mental health assessments. Yes, I said it. We've got people in leadership, these governors and some of their cronies, and all of these that are inundated with the insanity of 45. They need mental health assessments, in my opinion. Now, listen, this is a spiritual thought leader, and at the end of the day, you know, I'm like, Lord Jesus, today, these folks have lost their ever-loving minds. Do you understand the word that, Mel, they are acting crazy. I mean, all the way crazy. Stacy, it makes no sense whatsoever. So, the headlines this morning are largely about the insanity and the nuts type behavior that these folks are dealing with. So we start off with the controversy down there in Texas. And listen, I told y'all, I gave you my spiritual discernment tool. Number one, look at the eyes. Look at the people's eyes. You can look at the people's eyes and tell something is not right. So I'm sitting and I'm looking and I'm observing Abbott and all of this that is going on down in Texas, and especially as it revolves around the kids getting ready to go back to school. Now, I don't care what anybody says. I'm like this. When you start messing with the babies, something is wrong with you. So Abbott, as well as DeSantis, they look at the eyes, Stacy. Look in their eyes. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. You look in those eyes and look behind the eyes, and you can see all day, every day, these folks are not home. They are not home. I'm trying to tell you, they're not at home. We keep on knocking on the door, just waiting for somebody to answer. Just waiting for somebody to answer the door, and there's nobody home. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? They are nuts. These people, Rebel, they have lost their ever-loving minds. Now, to go to the extent to saying anybody that defies my order, because that's really what's topping the news this morning, all of the different, particularly school systems and organizations that are coming out in defiance to these governors who have made executive orders. Now, this is crazy. Executive orders against any masking and all of the things that we understand to be necessary for a pandemic. Listen, no barking, no dogs barking, no, there's nothing. Nobody's home. There's, you know how you get the little yapping dog. We don't even have the barking dogs. There are no dogs barking. There's nothing. The parent, the birds in the house in the bird cage are not chirping. Nobody is home. When we talk to them and we try to get some, listen. The house and the brain, the mind, the emotions have been overtaken and inundated with crickets because there's nobody there. So there she is. Oh, Lord. Now, listen, I had you going. And so I saw it. She's in the room, y'all. She's in the room. Shelly Thunder. She's in the room. Good morning to you, sis. And yes, you were the winner of Grandpa Holmes' a chair. Now, I'm looking and I'm listening, y'all. And I'm like, at the end of the day, what in the world is going to become, good morning, sis. What in the world is going to become of the states, and this is the thing that really has me baffled. It has me puzzled. It's as if we have no federal government and no federal oversight. It's like we've devolved into separate individual states and everybody just does whatever they want to do. So what's the purpose of the federal government if the states are going to jump out and this state, if this state comes out and says XYZ relative to the pandemic and what's going to happen with the kids? When this joker came out and said, listen, Mel, Stacey, you said not even the crickets, the whole house is just empty. Just one big empty house. Lower blow, thank you for following the stream. Welcome to the Lion's Den. It is just empty. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And at the end of the day, this brother that came out with anybody that defies him, they will not get paid. Do not pay them. And so I saw one school superintendent who came out and said, okay, don't pay me. That is not anything in comparison to bringing these kids in here and putting their lives at risk. Let it be so. Don't pay me. But I feel like this joker shouldn't have that kind of power. This man should not have that kind of authority. I'm going to go back and say what I said, as Nene Leakes said. I said what I said. These folks need mental health assessments. We ain't even going to talk about a heart and a soul, Mel, because they have made this so political. But now I'm with you, Rebel. It goes past just a matter of politics. These folks, the man is off. Anytime you can let little kids die, anytime you can put little children in harm's way, I feel that way about the whole constituency, all the people, all of our lives. You don't care what happens to us. You don't care that we are out here dying again in record numbers. You just don't care. Something is wrong with you, sir. So at the end of the day, when I heard, when I got up, wow, it's slumbered, slept, and slobbered. When I got up and I heard that this was an issue for those that were being defiant, that he's now coming out and saying, if you defy me, you will not get a check. Goodbye, sir. You are the weakest link. So on that, I got to, on both Abbott and DeSantis, I got a shade, because could it be the devil? Baby, it ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. It ain't nothing but that old slimy devil that would be so strong in your heart that you would tell the people, I'm not going to allow you to be paid because you care about the children. Something is wrong with you, sir. Something is really wrong with you. And I need you to have a seat. I need you to sit down somewhere. I need you to sit down. Listen. And so at the end of the day, I'm just looking, and then we have all of these stories of the little children. They kept saying, well, it's not going to affect the children. Here where I live, they are saying, as of this morning, the 4 o'clock news said every bed that they had was filled with little children. And I want to say it was like 11 babies and small children in intensive care from Delta. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? From Delta. And the folks just don't care. And so at the end of the day, I look at it and I say, you know what, y'all really, something is wrong with you. I don't know where your heart has gotten so bleak. I don't know where your heart has gotten so ugly. I don't know where your heart has become so uncaring that you just don't care that the people are dying. Listen, I don't just throw shade DJ Onyx Hart. I shed light. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna unshade, because listen, We're going to continue to cry loud and spare not. We're going to continue to say, listen, we need you all to get out here and do what you need to do and take care of business because people are dying and we need this to stop. We need it to stop. We need it to stop. So at the end of the day, I'm looking. I wanted to get this one radio host. I want to say his name was Dick Farley, out of Atlanta. And this brother, he was on the conservative side and they were calling him, and I'm glad, I hate that he lost his life, but I'm gonna say this, I'm glad that he didn't get the rest of this what he wanted. They were calling him the Rush Limbaugh, and I'm like this, at the end of the day, this guy came out as recently as 2 weeks before he died saying that Fauci was a liar and all of this hoax that was made about the coronavirus, it's COVID-19. All of this is a big lie. All of this is non-existent, yada, 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 yada. And they said the brother woke up one morning with a tickle in his throat. He said he had a tickle in his throat. BTD Mom, good morning to you, sis, and thank you for hosting the stream. Welcome to the Lion's Den. They said he woke up with a tickle. That's what his significant other said, of 20 years. He woke up with a tickle in his throat. And he went to get it checked out after it just kept progressively getting worse and worse. They tested him, told him he had COVID, sent him home because he still didn't have enough symptoms. And then at the point later on, brother couldn't breathe, and they took him back to the hospital, at which point they ended up putting him in intensive care. And from there, he started tweeting, "The virus is real. The virus is real. Please get vaccinated. The virus is real. The virus is real. Please get vaccinated." She said what I want to say it was 2 days before his actual demise. And at that point, they're texting back and forth because she can't have any contact with him. About 2 days before his demise, she told him, "I just got my first shot." And he said to her, "I wish to God I had gotten it." And at that point, our hearts go out. I feel, I really do. I feel. But listen, this is definitely a situation of the chickens coming home to roost. Listen, Mel, why they always lying?
Why you always lying?
And all of the lies and all of the things that they were saying contrary to COVID-19 and saying that all of that was a lie, and only to come back on his deathbed and beg people. I mean, listen, no meds, no beds, Rebel. No meds, no beds. At dinner the other night, we were saying how people say that it's a hoax. And listen, so you're going to tell me over 500,000 plus people just disappeared off of the face of the earth from nothing? No, it's not a hoax. And so as they, be Rush Limbaugh if you want to. Be Rush if you want to. But honey, did not the spirit shut it down? I mean, the spirit shut it down. And so at the end of the day, they were asking several other of the hosts in the conservative camp from radio that were close friends with him, and nobody has a comment. Nobody has anything to say. Except for one friend said, "The only thing I will say is COVID got him." Now, that is so unfortunate that it had to get to that level for people to believe. But listen, as the old folk used to say that where I came from, folk don't believe fat meat is greasy. Folk don't believe fat meat is greasy, but it is. And you eat enough greasy fat meat, you gonna have clogged up arteries, heart attack in the bag. Rush died too. Listen, Rush, he's dead. He's gone. Listen, he's gone on to his heavenly reward, wherever, I should say, he's gone on to his reward. I ain't gonna necessarily say where it is, but at the end of the day, So let me find something for Rush. Let me find something for this brother that has gone on. Goodbye. Now, Stacy, you said he's sweating. Is he sweating, girl? Stacy said he went down like the Titanic. He went down like yes, Jonna, just a plain reward. Stacy said he's sweating. He went. Listen, y'all know that's one of my favorite tracks. I'm gonna do it one more time just for good pleasure. Yes, beloved, the reward. DJ Onyx, sorry, I ain't sure it's a reward. I'm not sure that it's a reward. Kim Possible. Kim Possible, I gotta put it in there. Because at the end of the day, these people, listen, they doing the most. They're doing the most. They deserve some level of drama. I can't just tell the story with having some drama because they did the most. And at the end of the day, after all of that, now let's see. We went, I don't know if he went this direction. I don't know. That flute. Good morning, MCP 812. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Lions Den. They in here clowning. I'm trying to act right, but they in here clowning. I don't know if he went that direction or I don't know if he went this direction. But he went. Oh, Jesus. And COVID is real. That's all I want to say. COVID is real. And for all the rest of them that's still out there telling that ugly tale that COVID is not real.
Why you always lying?
I got something from all of y'all. Stacy said it was the first. The flute got him. The flute took him out, Stacy. The flute took him down. I'm going down. The flute took him down. DJ Onyx said he didn't know if it was a reward or not. Whatever it was, they got it. Dun, dun, dun. Another one bites the dust, and another one does. At the end of the day, the Saints are checking out of here. And, and really my issue with these individuals that they've been out here spreading this big lie and spreading this big untruth.
Why you always lying?
They've been out here going at it full speed ahead. And like I said, it was not even 2 weeks from the time this man fell ill that he's out here saying Dr. Fauci is a liar. He done made. Listen, BTD mom, I'm just trying to tell you. I'm trying to break it down and tell you. Y'all know, come on, get your coffee cups out. Because y'all know how we do over here. This is Yes You O Cube. And listen, we take this coffee with no cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like it T-I-Z tis. So at the end of the day, they're no match for COVID. Now, if y'all pray, come on, get those coffee cups out. I want y'all to pray for spiritual thought leader. Pray for STL. You know why I need prayer. And I'm gonna just be honest. I'm getting ready to have true confessions. Where's Royal Confessions when I need her? I'm getting ready to have true confessions this morning. I just want you to know I need prayer, saints. I need prayer. Let me tell you why I need prayer. I wish that COVID would get a few others. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I wish COVID would get a few others. it's just like, Lord, can you direct COVID their way? Listen, good morning, Michelle Brown. Oh, they in here cutting up, Michelle. We just got started this morning. They cutting up already, Michelle. COVID ain't no punk. COVID is not a joke. And so COVID said, let me show you just how funny I am. These folks are going down. And so you got a list too, Stacy. I need y'all to pray, because I'm telling you, sometimes when I get up in the morning, I'm like, well, Lord, why wasn't this one's name on the list? Lord, why wasn't that one's name on the list? I really need y'all to pray for me. I'm so serious, Mel. Michelle, I need prayer, because there's something down in my shondo, something deep down in my shondo that's got. You know what? I got a list too, Stacy. I got a list. And DJ Onyx Hart, I got a list, and that's not good to have that in my heart. I'm just really being real. The fact that I got names on the list that I just kind of wish they would get COVID. Well, anyway, let me keep moving. I told you, where's Royal Confessions when I need her? I understand that. I understand, Michelle. You wouldn't wish that on your enemy. And I know what you're saying. And I'm being somewhat facetious. Somewhat. Because it's like, listen, folks that like yourselves and those that really can say, no, nobody should be exposed to this scenario. I understand that. I get it. But it just seems like for those that have been so blatantly and flagrantly uncaring and unkind towards others, it's karma. Can I call it karma? Maybe I just, y'all pray for me. Let everybody bow your heads and start praying right now. Wait a minute. I feel like I need to pull the prayer out, because I feel like I need prayer, because something down in my heart is not right. So, because as Michelle said, we wouldn't pray that on anybody. We don't want our worst enemy to go through that. You could have shifted the call list. Good morning. The eagle has landed in the lion's den. The eagle is in the building. Good morning, Pastor Ballou. While you here, the Pastor Damon and Pastor Ballou came in back to back, because I'm so glad I got some saints here that can pray me through. Please, they are reaping what they sowed. But y'all pray for me. Lord help, Pastor Ballou. Eagle, I need prayer, because I got a list. I ain't lying. And so at the end of the day, save me, Jesus. Save me. You know how they get you on the altar. Y'all don't know nothing about this. Stacy and Mel says she came out of the Catholic Church. I got you. Y'all don't know nothing about this. But listen, when they used to get you, tie my bow tie. Come on, Kim Possible. Give me them tongues. Tie my bow tie and send the COVID. At the end of the day, I'm on the altar right now, y'all. Save me, Jesus. Save me, Jesus. Y'all know them 2-hour Terry service when y'all, and this kids started looking all around, because you tired. Lift your hands up. You can only hold your hands up so long, and then the longer you hold them up, your arms start getting tired and they come on down. Lift your hands high. And then you'd be like, save me, Jesus. Save me, Jesus. Because I really don't want to be. Save me, Jesus. Y'all just made me get up on this altar. I didn't want to be. Save me, Jesus. Save me. Open your mouth wide. Open your mouth. There's Royal Confessions. There's my friend. Royal Confessions, what's wrong with you, girl? Ooh, Pastor Ballou said he got a list too. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Pastor Ballou got a... I love you, Eagle. I love you. Confession is good for the soul, beloved. Confession is good for the soul. Oh, I'm just trying to keep it real. Listen, John, ain't that the cracks? We just keeping it real. We are just keeping it real. Because Lord Jesus today is like, y'all have been out here terrorizing the people. Y'all just, I mean, really terrorizing the people. Come on, get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup. I see you, DJ Onyx. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Because at the end of the day, no cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like it T-I-Z-tis. Rebel, not a list of three. Pastor Baloo broke it on. He said, I got a list for the Father. I got a list for the Son. I got a list for the Holy Ghost. 3 in 1. Can we take them out 3 at a time? You know, they said it comes in threes. Death comes in threes. Could you get them in Trinity fashion? Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. So that they can go on to their great reward wherever it is. And listen, I think a whole lot of them are going here. I'm going down. I think a lot of them's going down. Pastors are people too, Jonna, and they are sick of it. We're sick of it. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? We are sick of it. So at the end of the day, I'm so glad. Mel, I'm not even gonna mess with you. It's your birthday. I'm gonna let you have it all day long, Mel. Listen, on your birthday, Mel, I'm gonna let you whatever and wherever you want to go today. Anytime you go, I'm gonna go ahead and let you. It's your birthday, sis. It's your birthday. I'm gonna let you have it all. I'm gonna let you have it all. Because it's your birthday, Mel, I'm gonna let you run rampant today. I'm gonna let you just run rampant, just wherever you want to go. I'm gonna let you go with it, Mel. You think Pastor Baloo is good to go? Oh, listen, Dad don't even want. Dad said, "Can I take him back?" I don't. Y'all wrong up in here. You gonna run, listen, out in the Hanover, Maryland streets. Y'all clowning in here. So at the end of the day, the little podcast or the radio host, he on his deathbed, and the Lord did take him on up out of here. He's saying, please. So that's where I'm going to end with that segment. As he said on his deathbed, as he took his final breaths, please, after he did all that lying, please, after he did all of that talking negative and white racist supremacy, please. On his deathbed, he said, please. Yeah, did you understand? I got the spirit of James Brown. Please, get vaccinated. And that's what I want to end that segment of conversation with on today. Take this man's words of advice from the deathbed and please get vaccinated. So there you go with that. And I'm gonna let that, I'm gonna let that stand and speak for what it is. Now back in the news this morning, and the dead speaks. DJ Onyx, I'm just trying to tell you. Yes, it does. And so at the end of the day, we do this figuratively, but they gonna say it literally. I'm dead. Now, as we go on, this man just won't stay out of the limelight. I think I just don't know. But it was reported to me. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. Back in the news this morning is none other than the Juice, O.J. Simpson. Now, OJ, I really kind of want OJ to just sit down and be quiet. I really, now, not because, now y'all remember, that was the trial of the century. Excuse me, y'all. That was the trial of the century, as they were billing it at that time. And I remember I was in Iowa I was in a little town in Iowa when OJ was found innocent of the deaths of his wife and the young man. OJ needs to come on, DJ Onyx Hart. He needs to take a seat. He needs to sit down. So we come in this morning and OJ is back in the news because he did a tweet. OJ. That orange juice. You know how when you get your orange juice and after a while, the pulp and all of the material of the orange juice just starts separating out and you get all of that floats down to the bottom and all you got left at the top is just... That's the way I feel about this OJ. That's the way I feel about this orange juice. It done separated out all of the whatever that might have been. It's just done went on down to the bottom of the glass, and all you got on top is OJ tweets. He needs to stay silent. He just needs to be quiet. He tweets. Let me get this right. He's fearful that the possibility of a chance encounter with his ex-wife's killer is enough to keep him out of LA. Let me say it one more time. Yes, Mel, that's an example of mental health problems. His tweet says, the possibility of a chance encounter with his ex-wife's killer is enough to keep him out of LA. Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but the old slimy devil. It smells bad, Mel. It smells bad. When orange juice goes bad, it stinks. It's just OJ has exceeded his data plan. Please block him. Please block him. Please, Kim Possible. Please block him. Now, this is the thing. After he's found guilty or innocent, and I don't just throw shade, I shed light, which was a huge racial divide in this country. And it was a big issue in the court system. I was in Iowa. And of course, you know, I was there. I had a ministry group there under my ministry that was all Caucasian. And I was there on some ministry business. And of course, the room, as we sat and waited for the verdict, the room was in an obvious divide. I was the only person of color there. I was the only black person there. Everybody else there was white. And so when they read the verdict and you saw the cheering in the streets of the black people, and then you saw the white people who were extremely angry, it multiplied that and put me in a room, and I'm like, let OJ go. And I'm the only one in the room where these people are about to have an absolute coronary. And I'm not joking. Thank you for hosting the stream, Nathan Lamont. Thank you for hosting the stream. That was an obvious divide of the races. And so at the end of the day, boy, bye. That's all we got to say, OJ. You done enough. You done enough. Sat down somewhere. Sit down. Would you please sit down, OJ? So you had almost this sense in the black community, finally, because the reality of it is there is that difference between what happens in the judicial for black people versus white people. So it was, I'm telling y'all, those people, if they could have, you remember in the Bible when they said they rushed on them and stoned them and gnashed on them with their teeth, baby, if they could have done that to me that day, that was the one time I felt uncomfortable in that group, because the saints were hot at me. And I'm sitting here and you know, I'm like, you know, at the end of the day, come on, y'all. So it is what it is. But OJ just won't stop. The man is out of control. So then the next thing you know, we see him being a thug. We see him going and trying to claim back what he says is his property. The man turns into a thug and a thief. So they get him for that. Then he writes a book, y'all. Then he writes a book. He can have all the seats. Listen, all the seats, DJ Onyx Hart. Then he writes a book. If I was going to kill him, this is how I would have done it. Really, OJ? Really? If I was going to kill him, this is how I would have done it. He writes a book. OJ, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So, you know, we get this whole, if I was gonna do it, this is what I would have done and how I would have done it and how it would have got. I need you to sit down and shut up, OJ. This is what happens when you take, and at this point, in my opinion, the Joker is just a narcissist at this point. This is narcissistic behavior, y'all. I'm looking and you rolling your eyes. If he was gonna do it, DJ, that was I'll kid you not. Let me see. I want to get the actual name of the book. I want to get, because it's something close to that. You know, and so at the end of the day, I'm just like, and all of it because Johnny Cochran said, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. The line of the century, I'm sure, in legal jargon. But at the end of the day, I'm looking. Okay. OJ, this is the name of the book. OJ Simpson, if I did it, here's how it happened. That's the name of his book, y'all. OJ Simpson, if I did it, here's how it happened. And it's supposed to be a hypothesizing of what would have and could have happened. I'm gonna say it one more time. OJ Simpson, don't y'all dare buy this book. If I did it, here's how it happened. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Yes, MCP 812. Yes, that was the name of the book. I'm not lying. I'm reading. I'm telling you. I'm looking at the article. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me see if I can share it so y'all can see the screen. That is the name of the book that he wrote. If I did it, here's how I did it. Look right there in the middle of the screen. OJ Simpson. Look right dead in the middle of the screen. If I did it, here's how it happened. We got. I'm telling you, if he keeps talking about it, I believe they're going to reopen the case after they. Well, you know, I guess does double jeopardy apply? Does double jeopardy apply? Because at the end of the day, he was found not guilty, and so I don't think you can come back and try him again. And I think, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. But at the end of the day, this is where I look and I say, sir, I just need you. Would you please, oh my God, would you please sit down somewhere? Shut up. Shut up. And at this point, as I said, at the end of the day, yes, Stacy, it does apply. Double jeopardy. The man feels like, good morning, Teresa Jones. I love you, sis. I know you're out there traveling. I hope you're having a good time. At the end of the day, I'm like, listen, you are just the epitome. One reason is in the house. One reason is in the house. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. It's a raid. It's a raid. Gospel takeover. It's a raid. Maddie 217. Thank you for following. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you. Come on in the room, Raiders. Come on in the room. Come on, come on, come on. Welcome to the Lion's Den. Sade 10, thank you for following. Appreciate you. Come on in the room, Sight Giver. I see you. Miss Frosty, I see you. Maddie 217, I see you. Thank you for hosting the stream. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Come on, Serum, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. This raid is sponsored by the Gospel Takeover. One Reason. Thank you for hosting the stream, Sade. Appreciate you. Come on and give it up for the Raiders. Give it up for the Raiders. DJ Prophet, welcome to the Lion's Den. Come on in the room. Come on. Diesel 7041, welcome to the Lion's Den. Come on in and have a seat. Come on with the praise. Michelet, come on in the room. And thank you for the follow. Sherelle Red Graham, thank you. Designers Original, I love you, sis. Come on in the room. I appreciate every last one of you. I appreciate you. We're going to just give you that love right there because I appreciate you. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. And you're always a blessing here. That's my friend. Thank you for sharing the stream. Appreciate you. So much love. That diva is in the house. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate every last one of you that thought it well to come in. And I want to say it one more time. Diesel 7041, thank you for hosting the stream. You're a sweetheart. Appreciate you so much. One Reason is a streamer. He's out here in these Twitch streets. Shelly Thunder, thank you for hosting the stream. I appreciate you. I want you to follow. If you are not following, I want you to, LaWanda Baskerville, that's my girl. Come on in here, girl. Come on. Don't you wanna go? One Reason is an excellent streamer. And I mean to tell you, when you talk about good energy and you talk about good hearted people with hearts full of love that are supporting everybody. Thank you for sharing the stream. Thank you for the host, Sherelle Red Graham. I want to just give up props to One Reason, this phenomenal streamer out here that has thought it well to bring in a raid. I want to appreciate you. Armani Gma is in the house. Give it up. Let's go. Jackie, I see you out there. Thank you for coming on in the room this morning. I appreciate you. Thank you. We love you. Now, to all of the Raiders, Sight Giver. He give his sight to the blind. He's in the house. Come on in here, Sight Giver. Appreciate you. That's it. You got it, Shelly. Get your coffee cups out. Thank you so much for hosting the stream, DJ Prophet. Thank you. Now, I just wanted to give you all the welcome that you all deserve. Thank you so much for coming in. And so it was worth the stop. Jackie, come on here. Thank you for the host. You're doing the most. I appreciate you. Now get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out because y'all know how we do it over here. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we tells it like it T-I-Z, tis. So you might as well get ready. So back to OJ, who has lost all the juice. That juice has dried up. And I got to go back to the shade. I just unshaded for my friends coming in the room. I got to go back to the shade because at the end of the day, the juice has dried up. And I just got to say it once more and again because this foolishness that he's doing right now, I'm going to tell you from whence it comes. Could it be? The devil. Baby, it ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And so I just want to say, I don't want to hear about you, OJ. I don't want to see you, OJ. I don't want to read about you, OJ. And as DJ Onyx has already said, we need them to block. God blocked it. We need them to block your account because we sick and tired of you coming out here with your tired self. Baby, wasn't nothing but that old slimy devil. Wasn't nothing. And y'all know I don't just throw shade. I shed light. So at the end of the day, all of this narcissistic behavior that you are engaging in, come on, we're not ignorant of the devil's devices, because at the end of the day, we're very clear on it.
Ain't nothing but the devil.
I can't hear you.
Ain't nothing but the devil.
I can't hear you.
Ain't nothing but the devil.
Stop it, OJ. Just stop it. Stop it. Have all the seats. So there you have the story, and listen, Kim Possible, you said it. He just needs to sit down somewhere and be quiet. He just needs to sit down and keep still. Listen, I saw bowel movement and I said stool. I was really trying to say still, and I was reading bowel movement at the same time, and I called it what it is. Stools. That's what my mother used to call it. Your stools, your stools. Check your stools. His stools. Sit your hips down. Sit your hips down somewhere and be quiet. And at the end of the day, and I don't just throw shade, I shed light. At the end of the day, y'all, do y'all not feel that there's something in him and his narcissistic behavior? Because there's no reason for him to even be tweeting. Nobody's paying attention to you. We're not even thinking about you, OJ. And I think that is really the element involved here. When you have somebody. Now, y'all remember, now some of y'all too young to even remember this. Do y'all remember when he was running through the airports trying to catch the plane with the luggage? Some of y'all don't know anything about that. But at the top of his prime, when everything was OJ, I mean, he could do no wrong. And even at that time, OJ started getting some backlash is right. He started getting some backlash from the black community, because the black community was like, hey, OJ, now you done jumped the fence and you act like we don't exist, and you have totally started dissing the black community. And I remember all of that. I was a child, or I was younger. I won't say I was a child when all that was going on. And so you look at all of that, but who was really in OJ's corner during the trial and the hearings and all of that was the black community that he had distanced himself from. But at the end of the day, he's out here trying to be. And he had really alienated himself, and he's out here doing that thing. And y'all saw him on the sports casting. He was able to be one of the broadcasters when different events are going on. Everything is everything. Good morning to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on in the room. Everything was everything. And you had all of that following that was just thronging after this man. And then to suddenly go from that to nothing, this brother he cannot deal without being in the limelight. So I really feel like at the end of the day, you know, and I'm gonna say one more time the name of this wretched book, O.J. Simpson, If I Did It, Here's How It Happened. Sit down. And the whole element of you're fearful that you might be sitting next to Nicole's killer, don't even try it. Don't even try it. Have all the seats. And I'm gonna end with OJ on that, because at the end of the day, you're tired, you've been worn out. Hang your shoes up, sit down, just sit down. Now, this is a question that came into the news today, that the judge, and I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of this, and we won't go all the way through it, but I mean, she brings up some valid points. Wow, it slumbered, slept, and slobbered. I want us to understand the federal judge, there she is, she's questioning the 1.5 million Capitol riot restitution cap that they put on the cases. So at the end of the day, basically what she is challenging here is all of the rioting that took place January the 6th is somewhere in the range of 500, I believe it's million or billion. I want to be clear on that. But at the end of the day, let me read through here and see. So we're looking at 500 million. But they've placed the prosecutors. Now, this is why I'm trying to tell you. You believe the reason why he's doing the most because he had been hit in the truck driver. Now, that could be. I feel, yeah, the book is old. The book is old. One reason the book is old. What the reason why he's in the news this morning? One reason, the story this morning is there's backlash about his tweet that he put out saying he doesn't feel comfortable going to LA because he's fearful that he might be sitting next to Nicole's killer. That's why he's in the news today, reason. Not the book. The book is old. He's in the news today because he put out in his tweet that he does not feel comfortable at all going to LA because he fears that he might be sitting next to Nicole's killer. And you know, I gotta shade that. Not even with the accusation that you did it. However, with the book title like that, eyebrows are raised and you getting all kinds of side eye and the evidence. But also, leave it alone. These people are trying to heal and move on with their lives, and you just keep stirring the pot. You just can't leave it alone. You keep stirring the pot, and at some point, you just need to sit down and shut up. Shut up. Oh, right, Designer's Original. Nicole's killer doesn't travel. Nicole's killer stays in LA. And Mel, you're saying exactly what a lot of the people are saying. He just needs to look in the mirror and he'll see Nicole's killer. He just needs to look in the mirror and he'll see Nicole's killer on a regular. So it is suspect, Lawanda, and that's all I'm saying, sir. And you know, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. So I'm gonna unshade right here. I'm saying just be quiet and leave these people alone, OJ. Just be quiet. And so at this point, the man is, to me, you know, insanity is loose. That's why I started today, that there's a strong, definite need for mental health assessments in this country, whether it's governors, whether it's people in the House of Representatives, whether it's people in the Senate, whether it's at all of these levels, these folks have lost their minds. And he's just one in the number today, because at the end of the day, he needs a mental health assessment. He's not with us. And listen, truck driver, maybe one too many hits in the head. I don't know what it is, but he's not all there. He's not. And I'm sitting and I'm looking at his face and I'm looking in his eyes and ain't nobody home. Ain't nobody home. I'm telling you, something's wrong with the Joker. Ain't nobody home. Ain't nobody home. So, OJ, I need you to be quiet. I need you to sit down somewhere and be still. So that kind of is a recap, one reason. And thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. So that's why he's in the news today, because he's bumping his gums. He's still bumping his gums. And as my uncle used to say, I'm glad MCP 812 is on here. As her father used to say, my uncle used to say, if their lips are moving, they lying. You know, you got those liars that listen. If their lips are moving, you already know.
Why you always lying?
They lying. And at this point, that's my assessment of maybe he's seeing the killer every time he looks in the mirror is exactly right. And I just think it's a compilation of all that, one reason, all that, just all put together. So yeah, OJ, have all the seats. Would you please have all the seats? So there you have. Now, I want to bring this to your awareness, this next story, because the judge, this federal judge, really does touch on a point that I think the American citizens need to pay attention to. Now, in the insurrection attempt, in that Capitol riot on January the 6th, there was $500 million worth of damage done to the building. $500 million worth of damage done to the building. And what it's going to take to repair it, what it's going to take to fix the windows that they broke up, you know, all the damage that they went, $500 million. However, this is why the judge, and I want y'all to see her because I'm feeling her. I'm feeling her today, and that's one reason why I wanted to pull this story and article in to our conversation on today. This federal judge is saying, why has the prosecution capped the total to recap? The restitution cap is at 1.5 mil. Now, let's do that one more time. And I'm going to give it up for sister. I'm going to give her some applause because I feel like, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. She's asking the question, to me, rightfully so. Why are you capping it at 1.5 mil when there's $500 million worth of damage? Which, you know what that means? What that means is ultimately, if they've made the restitution cap at 1.5 mil, that's why as you're seeing all of these people that are coming, and Kiki B, welcome to the Lion's Den. Thank you so much for being here this morning. So what they have in essence done, 1.5 mil, is that when you see the judgments and the financial assessments placed on the individuals, you're seeing fines like $500 in 20 hours community service, $1,000 and because they've capped it. That's why I want to bring that in today. So now listen, come on and get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. I see you, DJ Onyx. Get your coffee cups out. Because listen, we getting ready to talk about this. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black because we about to tell it like it T-I-Z-tis. So this is what the federal judge, Beryl Howell, she's the U.S. District Chief Judge in the District of Columbia. She's asking the question. She said, if it's 500 mil, now y'all help me with the math. If it's 500 mil in damage that these people we're talking about, we see them on video, we saw them on camera, we saw them with poles, we saw them with bats, we saw them demolishing our national treasure, and it cost 500 million in damages to repair it. Why have you set a restitution cap at 1.5 mil? That means that you, yes, you and I, as taxpayers, that other 499 mil is coming out of our pockets. Get that clear in your head. That means that $499 million is about to come out. Stacey, you done did something. I see something. I see everybody cracking up. You over here cutting up. But at the end of the day, what? And this is what she said. She said, now normally, and she's questioning the prosecutors. She said, normally restitution cases of damages, you guys are normally, as prosecutors, very aggressive in going after the individuals that have created the damage. Why are we now dealing with a $1.5 million cap on $500 million worth of damages that these people did? You know I got a shade. My only reason for unshading is because the judge is absolutely right. The judge is absolutely right. You explain it, Ricky Ricardo. Explain it, Lucy. Explain it. You explain to me, Mr. and Miss Prosecutor, who normally is so aggressive and so assertive about restitution in damaged cases. Explain to me how out of $500 million, you've placed a restitution cap of 1.5 mil, which means that the people of the United States have to pay for the rest of this damage. Could it be? Uh-oh, that ain't the right one. Let me go back one. Listen, that hand clap is coming from all the white supremacy and all the racist folk that want to be free to do whatever they want to do. But this is the reality of it. Could it be? The devil. Baby, it ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. And this is where I told you all. Now, I'm gonna really strongly suggest and believe that I think that she's not one of the court judges that 45 and Mitch McConnell put in. Because I told you all, this is where the problems lie. And this is why, and you know, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. Thank you, Keisha36. Thank you so much for sharing the stream, hosting the stream. I appreciate you. Now, this is where it all comes into play. And I said this, I don't just, let me unshade. I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I don't think she's one of them that got appointed, because when you get to the level of the judges, this is where you have to deal with how we're going to get some level of righteous judgment in the system, because Mitch McConnell and 45 and all these 230 something plus judges that they put on these court seats. C. Reed, thank you for hosting the stream. This is the issue. When you get into the legal system and they're the ones that are hearing the cases, therein lies the problem. Now, I believe that Beryl Howell, and I have to do some more research on it, I don't think she was one of them appointed by 45. I don't believe she was one of them that was drummed up by Mitch McConnell. She's asking a valid question. And beloved Lions, I think that we need to, as people, hold this to the fire, because y'all know if that had been Black Lives Matter, if that had been BLM, and we were talking about a restitution cap of 500 million, the answer for the restitution cap would not have been 1.5 mil. Let's just call a spade. Come on, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. I take this coffee with no cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I'm going to tell it like it T-I-Z-tis. If this had been Black Lives Matter, it would not have been capped off at $1.5 million. And this is something that we need to call their hand. Every time they pull some stunts like this, we need to make it plain. We need to call attention to it. We need to scream. We need to cry. We need to holler. We need to make all kind of noise. And she did what she could do, I suppose, by bringing it up as an issue that this cap is way too low. And this is where, and this story is buried in the back pages of Axios, you know, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, and while we're looking at why is there not an outcry that if there was $500 million of damage done by these folks, they should be accountable and responsible for $500 million worth of restitution? And I, in my opinion, say more than that, because listen, while you talk about those hollowed sacred halls of the Capitol, some of that stuff that they destroyed, some of those windows cannot be replaced. Some of that stuff was ages old. You're talking about valuable heirlooms that cannot be replaced. So at the end of the day, I'm looking and I'm saying this is so wrong on so many fronts, because some of that stuff that could not be replaced and it is invaluable, how are you going to put a price tag on that? But then even with the 500 mil that you are acknowledging, how are you going to do a cap at 1.5 mil? How are you going to put a cap on 1.5 mil? Miss Frosty, Tall Pumps, how are we going to put a cap? So that's how you're seeing these people walk away, because you're dividing that 1.5 mil between all of the people that they're catching. It's not like one person or two people or three people are going to come out of their pocket and roll out paper 1.5. No, they're going to divide that pot, and that's why you're seeing $500, $1,000. Now, y'all know what is $500 or $1,000 for a federal offense. They were on federal property. They were threatening people's lives. They were attempting an overthrow of the government. And my penalty is $500 to $1,000 with a 1.5 million cap. So at the end of that, federal, we're talking about federal. Take their tax refund until it's paid in full. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, they've already started sentencing people. And when I keep saying 500 because one of the fines was $500 and 20 hours of community service, DJ Onyx. $500 and 20 hours of community service for a federal crime. You're right, Miss Frosty. The taxpayers are going to pay the rest of that out of our money that they don't want to give us. With all of the COVID going on, with the inability to work, with having to shelter at home, with all of the different impact that this whole time frame has had on us, and they don't even want to give us $600 lousy dollars, but you're going to make us pay $500 million or $499 million taxpayer dollars for something that this white supremacist hateful group went in and destroyed, that you're only going to charge them $500 and 20 hours of community service? Something, could it be? Y'all can't, could it be? The devil. Baby, this ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Oh yeah, Stacy, you got the hoods, and all I said, they traded in the hoods for suits and ties and positions in the Senate and the House. So at the end of the day, the devil, Diablo is loose. They've been drinking Diablo juice. The devil, Diablo, is loose. And Keisha, if it had been us, they would have been prosecuting us and charging us to the highest extent. Now remember, some of these people were professional people. Some of these people were police officers. I'm talking about the insurrectionists. Some of these people were radio hosts. Some of these people were business owners. These people have money, but you're going to give them a $500 fine and 20 hours of community service. But if it had been poor, impoverished people, those are the ones you would have saddled them with $500,000. $1 million, till you got your whole 500 mil back and then some. But these white racist folk that have gone out here and they are people of affluence and people with money, you want to set a cap at 1.5 million total and make these little $500 fines and 20 hours of community service. Now I had to listen, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I had to tell this story this morning. Let me unshade, because I don't just throw shade, I shed light. Our businesses would have been taken away. Our jobs would have been lost. All of that, Keisha, all of that. And these people are just flowing and going like nothing happened. Just a little blip on the radar, just a little bump in the road. So it's dastardly, baby. It's dastardly. It's dastardly. You better believe it. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. It's dastardly. And I couldn't pass that one up this morning. I had to talk about that because at the end of the day, we need to, what we don't know, people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. What we don't know is killing us. So at the end of the day, thank you so much for the follow, MZ, Miss Niecy. At the end of the day, we got to know what's going on. Just like this judge called this whole, it's a farce. It is a farce. It's a farce. It's an affront. And it's, thank you for the biddies, Miss Niecy. It's an affront to the people. It's an affront to the American public that's going to have to pay that $500 million bill because these folk decided to go in, and as some folk got to lying and talking about, it was a normal tourist day. It was a normal tourist event. If I hadn't known, it was a normal day and nothing really happened.
Why you always lying?
But we gonna pay that bill. We're going to pay. Thank you for the biddies. We're gonna pay that bill. So I want us to understand these are the forces that are at work, and we've got to be alert. We've got to be aware. We've got to know what is going on. And at the end of the day, no. There needs to be more outcry. And the same way this federal judge has brought up this issue and said, it's not right. We need to continue on that trend. We really, really do. Now, the next story I want to talk about, and I'm going to move on from there. But I just want y'all to know, because what we don't know is destroying us. What we don't, come on, this pride, you better tell it. You better tell it. You better tell it. This pride of lions, this pride, P-R-I-D-E of lions is relentless. And you going to hear us roar. You're going to hear us roar. We need to roar. We need to address all of this madness. We need to address all of this mess. Because 500 million, and then you're going to tell us you don't have money for services. You don't have money for this. You don't have money for that. But you're going to make us pay $499 million for something that a little group of racist white supremacists jacked up and capped them at 1.5 million. And you want our tax dollars to pay the rest of the bill? But you can't give us services. You can't give us infrastructure. You can't give us the things that we need to be able to operate, to live and survive and or thrive. But it's our money. It's our money. It's our money. Whew. Lord Jesus, I'm just trying to tell you, we have got to rise up and roar. That's all I can say about that. And don't ever forget the reality of it. Don't ever forget the reality. While they're doing all this debating about the budget, and while they're doing all this talking about the debt, while they're doing all this, it's our money that they're talking about. And let's be real. Many of the corporations that they're trying to give them rights, or have given them rights like they're people, many of the corporations are not paying their fair share. Many of these wealthy individuals are not paying their fair share. Many of these senators, many of these people in the House, many of these people that are making money off of us, and it's our money, but they're not paying their fair share, but they're skimming the money off and taking it, just siphoning it out of the system. And this is where I want us to be aware. Just like this judge has brought to light, a $1.5 million cap is way too low. And there you have it. Now, I want to deal with this story because it deals with Black people and health, and particularly Black women's health. We got to really, y'all out there cutting up. I see you. Listen, we got to really, where health is concerned, I want to encourage you all to be so much proactive in your health experience. You just got to. A Black woman was told she was bloated during 3 doctor's visits for severe stomach pains, and it turned out she had a 13-pound. Thank you for the sub, Real Tax Talk. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. There's my friend. Come on in the room and get your 2 coffee cups. And Aurora's Eatery, I know, is close behind. Welcome to the Lion's Den this morning. A Black woman was told she was bloated during 3 doctor's visits for severe stomach pain, and it turned out she had a 13-pound ovarian tumor, initially misdiagnosed as weight gain. She went 3 times with severe pain. 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. And they kept telling her she was overweight, and never one time did any kind of diagnostic. They gave her eventually some medicine for bloating. They said she was bloated. They said she was overweight. Now, explain to me, how are you just going to not attempt? And this is why I wanted to come here. No, ma'am, no, sir, is exactly right, Rebel. How How does that happen? Because they gave her pills, but they never did not one diagnostic to see what was wrong with her. They didn't touch her, Stacy. They did not touch her. They gave her pills, Stacy. They gave her pills and told her she was overweight and was bloating. Baby, you are so right, Miss Niecy. You should get you a second and a third opinion. And she may not have had insurance because that is an issue that comes up. But I'm going to tell you what, no x-ray, nothing, Keisha. No x-ray or nothing. And so this is a problem. Now, even with my situation, I went through some changes up to the time that my mother had a fall till she passed away, and she had excellent insurance. And I'm telling you, if I had not been there every step of the way, even with excellent insurance, we have an issue where we are not being heard. We are not being diagnosed. We are not being treated as people of color when we get in the system. A 13-pound ovarian tumor that almost took this woman out. And they just kept telling her she was overweight and bloating. Do you understand the word? Now, I'm going to tell this story, and it's the truth. It's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. My mother was in... She just passed away in January of this year. My mother was in during the peak of the pandemic. And so at the end of the day, one of the times we were in ICU. Do you understand the words? Not on a regular floor. Good morning, May Solomon. That's my sis. Thank you for coming on into the room. She was in ICU, and I had a doctor come in and started talking to us, and they were getting ready to treat her with medicine, claiming she had COVID-19, and she did not have COVID-19. I told the doctor she didn't have COVID-19. My mother raised up with the little bit of strength she had in her body and said, I do not have COVID. This woman took us to task and said, yes, she did. We're telling her, no, ma'am, she does not have COVID. She goes over to the little screen, types it up, pulls it out, reads off somebody's chart, and tells us all of this stuff. And we're continuously telling her she does not have COVID. This doctor's getting ready to give my mother medication and treatment for COVID. And I said, ma'am, are you talking about? And I gave them my mother's name. And when she read the chart, she looked and said, oh, you know, with COVID, we're just exhausted. She never apologized. She never said I was wrong. She didn't anything. She threw out this weak COVID overworked story and trotted her little hips out the room. We told that woman repeatedly, and they still would not listen to us. And that's only one, because I can tell you many instances where the reason why I was perched, because they were not looking and or addressing the symptoms. All they wanted to do was keep giving medicine, and they did not listen to one thing that I or my mother was telling them. Until I got forceful, and I literally had to call for the patient advocate. If you're not going to listen to me, and I hope you all know this, individuals, if you're out there, Lions, and you go to the hospital and they're not listening to you, ask for the patient advocate. Every hospital is supposed to have one. Ask for a patient advocate. And it was not until in every instance I asked for the patient advocate that they backed up and listened to what I said, and they were wrong 100% of the time. Every single time I asked for the patient advocate, they were wrong. And that, unfortunately, beloved, is some of what's going on during COVID. And that's the scary thing about turning your loved ones over in the hospital. I was the only person, and they had just changed that rule because before nobody could go in. But I was the only person that could go in and see my mother and advocate for her. But imagine when they're going in these hospitals and you can't go in, you can't see what they're doing, you can't speak up for your loved ones. Now, I'm going to say it like this. Some of the 500,000 plus that died probably shouldn't be dead. But they do not listen to black people when we tell them what's wrong with us. Like we ain't got no sense. Yes, I said it. Get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. That woman was talking to me with a condescending tone. That doctor was talking to me with a condescending tone, like I didn't know what I was talking about. And then she started talking in almost baby talk, like my mother and I were stupid, and didn't understand what she was saying. I understand full well the words that are coming out of your mouth. You the one that's stupid because you don't hear me when I'm telling you she does not have COVID, little Miss Ma'am. Ooh, Karen got on my last nerve. And then sashayed her little hips out there with not even so much as an apology. Not even an apology. So when you ask, and some of this was going on and I said, wait a minute, even with my mom, but you haven't run a test, you haven't this, you haven't that. Why do you just keep changing pills and medications and this and that and the other? And we've not touched her. You've not listened to what she said. You just want to give her another medication. Am I talking to anybody? I'm telling what God loves, and that's the truth. Thank you, Simply Kim, for following. I appreciate you. I'm saying this because just like this woman, and even as I said when I talked to the advocate, we are sick and tired as people of color telling you as medical professionals what our issues are, only to have you not listen to us or slam some more medicine or a pill down our throats or jam a needle in my arm when you haven't stopped to adequately assess what is really wrong with me. So this black woman, yes, I had to get that off my chest because it happens too much in the black community. She was told she was bloated, and it's a 13-pound ovarian tumor. Y'all know, I read that and I just went off. It just because it happens too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. And I want you all to come to a place where, listen, advocate for your loved ones, advocate for yourself, but do not just let these people get you, take your body and have their way and do whatever they want to do with you. Especially, like Sister said, get you some other opinions. Get 2 or 3 out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Establish every word. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Get you 2 or 3 witnesses. They want to push that medication. They want to push that medication, Miss Frosty. They want to push that medication because we got to deal with addressing the fact that you got the pharmaceutical companies that got the doctors in their pockets, and they're giving them all kind of trips, all kinds of incentives, all kinds of things for pushing those meds. That's some real, listen, get your coffee cup out, get your coffee cup out. And I'm not talking about conspiracy. I'm talking about, and this needs to be called into account. I'm talking about where you got doctors who are getting all kinds of perks and trips and able to go hither, thither, and yon because of medicine that they're pushing and giving to their patients. No, listen. No. Straight malpractice, Shelly Thunder. Straight malpractice. And while you're here, straight malpractice. And the woman said, okay, so I want to read a little bit of this because I went on a whole tangent about my own personal experience because I know what happens. And I can tell you more, but I just won't. The thunder has spoken. That's all I can say, DJ Onyx Heart. The thunder, the prophetess. She has parted her lips and she has uttered the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help her God. And listen, don't y'all be afraid to sue these people. And I got to say this to those of you all that, you know, some of y'all so religious, and I have to deal with that too. Some of y'all so religious. I'm gonna let the thunder keep going, Shelly. Some of y'all so religious. Well, the Bible said, don't take your brother to sue. Don't sue him. Don't take him to the law. Sue these jokers for malpractice. Get you an attorney, and y'all stop all of this religiosity. You get you an attorney and you sue them. Am I talking to anybody in here? Oh yeah, listen, some of y'all like, what's she talking about? I know folk that have been taught it's wrong to sue because the Bible said no. Sue. I had a cousin named Rhonda Sue. She said, my middle name is what I do. I sue. And she did. She did. Her middle name was exactly what she did. She sued. But that's what the law is for. I need y'all to understand. That's what the law is for. And I need you all, Haitian women, all kinds of, the minority and those that don't have money. We are the ones that are suffering. We are suffering from lack of quality health care, even when we go. This woman went 3 times. And this is what she said, quote, because they kept telling her, and listen, black women, don't let them exploit and say everything is your weight. Everything is not your weight. Black brothers, everything is not your weight. Everything is not your weight. And your weight, in fact, may be an indicator or a signal that something else is wrong. She said, I was doing what they were telling me to do. I was working out and I was losing weight, but I noticed that my stomach would not go down. It was just getting rounder and rounder like a pregnant person. After the 3rd visit, Miss Burkett grew impatient because the pain that she was suffering was worsening. And so I finally said, I don't feel comfortable with you guys anymore. And she went to another doctor. Come on here. And she went to, I'm telling you, Miss Frosty, they keep wanting to talk about your weight, your weight, your weight, your weight. Listen, I need you all to be proactive. I need you to stand up and step up for yourselves. I need you not to just let them cram something down your throat and push you out the door. I need you to advocate. I need you to roar. I need you to be the lion that you are. And even when you go to the doctor's offices, I need you to roar. Even when you deal with healthcare professionals and you say, but they're the professional. Listen, you better be professional for yourself. I need you to roar. So listen, and you know what, Miss Frosty, somebody said about your family history. I've gotten so I tell what I want to tell. And listen, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. I'm gonna say it again, for that very reason. Come on, one reason. Come on and testify. Come on and testify. And I began to understand, and I want y'all, and listen, be led, because something down in my shondo. He can call in if he wants to, Rebel. I'll take a call if he wants to call in. At the end of the day, this is where I want us to understand advocacy in the medical field must be done, Lions. It must be done. We cannot leave our lives in the fate and in the hands of other people. You just can't. You just can't. You just can't. This is not the time. This is not the place. This is not the way. And I contend they need to do more studies on black people for black people instead of doing studies on white folks and then giving us the outcome and results for black people, because I contend my body as a black woman is different from a white woman's body. And y'all can agree with me or not, I don't care. But I believe it, that my body as a black woman and my ethnicity and my culture and everything else that makes up who I am as a person is totally different than what you are doing with that white sister across the way. So don't just make me one and done, because I don't fit your mold. My body doesn't fit your mold. My metabolism doesn't fit your mold. Nothing about me fits that mold, but you want to treat me like one and done. And the only thing that you want to study and the only thing you want to assess is from the white women's perspective, but you really don't want to deal with what goes on with black people's bodies. The way we handle stress is different. The amount of stress we can handle is different. The way it's different. Don't make me a one and done. Am I talking to anybody? Get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out, get your coffee cups out. And so at the end of the day, I want you to become very proactive. I need you to find your voice. I need you to roar. Stop sitting. And like she said, after the third visit, she finally said, I don't feel comfortable with you guys anymore. I don't feel comfortable with you guys anymore. And she was advised to take more medication, more medication, more medication, a 13-pound tumor. That's real stuff, y'all. That's real stuff. This is the lion's den. Honey, we take this coffee. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black, because I tells it like it T-I-Z, tis. And too many, and had she died, they would have just, another one bites the dust. Would we have even, had she not gone and sought out other medical professionals, would the doctors that she had have come up with some cause of death and just wrote it off and rolled her right on into the mortuary with her 13-pound tumor? Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling, but I'm telling the truth. I'm telling what God loves, and that's the truth. So I wanted to cover that, and there was some more that I'm gonna go. We'll be, listen, I'm on advocacy, self-advocacy, speaking up for yourself. Some of you lions in so many areas. This is health. This is medical. I'm going to talk about Simone Biles a little bit on tomorrow, because she's been a whistleblower. There's more about her story, about the mental health piece that's coming out. And this is what I want you all to understand. Some of this with these gymnasts, it revolves and resorts back to the time. Y'all remember them people, they found out finally they were molesting those gymnasts. They've been molesting those gymnasts, and then they replaced them. But even the folks they were replacing them with, listen, it's so many layers to this onion. And you wonder why all of these people are coming out saying, I'm having mental health issues. I can't do this. I can't perform. I can't do that, because the stress and the trauma of some of that is still not revealed. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that on tomorrow, as well as other things. But this week, listen, I see the thunder. I seen the lightning flash and I heard the thunder roll. And I want you to know that you're never alone. For anybody that knows that old hymn of the church, you're never alone. I want us to understand, because I'm never alone, I can roar. I can release that thunderbolt. And no, don't ask me, don't expect me to be silent anymore. I don't care if it's in the doctor's office. I don't care if it's at the board of education. I don't care if it's in the church. I don't care if it's on your job. Listen, all of these times and days of them expecting us to be quiet and don't say anything, shut up and run, shut up and play, shut up and be a gymnast, shut up and do whatever, shut up and be a good church member. Those days are over. Because at the end of the day, we are lions, and you're going to hear us roar. And I wanted to bring that story. While we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, this is one of the top stories going on today. And she ended up having to go to urgent care and have emergency treatment. Beloved, 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 I want this to stop for us. I want this to stop for us. One reason I may, matter of fact, let's look at it, whenever you're next available, let me know, because I'd love for you to come on if you want and are willing to share your testimony. I'd love to have you come on and testify and share, because this is real, y'all. This is real. And this is why I do what I do. It's not just about, I love the laughs. I love the chit chat. I love it. But I hope that in this process, I'm not just in here without shedding light. I want to shed light on issues within our communities that need to be addressed and changed. Because listen, our lives, our bodies, we're worth something. Don't just pass me off and give me a pill. And unfortunately, this sister did survive. She did survive. She did have to get emergency care. She did have to have an emergency surgery. She did pretty near die. We got to advocate. We got to advocate. So this is my word, and this is what I'm going to be pushing this week. Advocacy, self-advocacy, or advocating for those that cannot advocate for themselves. Because there's a lot of people out here in these streets that do not have the wherewithal to advocate for themselves, but they still need to be advocated for. And I'm gonna say this even where it comes to medical. Do not let them push you into the corner when your loved one is sick. I had to do this with my sister, and they kept coming to her because she's of legal age. She's of legal age, but she pretty near died. And she's pretty near dead right now. Stop asking her questions. Life-changing questions, life-altering questions, life and death questions. She's not in a physical state nor a mental state to answer your questions. You got to advocate. You got to advocate. Advocacy all day long, Miss Frosty. Advocacy. And yes, Michelle, I love you for that, because you are an advocate on every front. And this is why I'm saying we got to roar. We got to rise up, because we've got to become advocates. We must. We keep saying it's happening. It is. But the reason why it's happening is because more of us are rising up to advocate for those. And so, like I said, my sister's got a good mind. Ain't nothing wrong with my sister. But my sister didn't have a good mind as she was hanging in the throes of death. My sister didn't have a good mind when she couldn't even remember. She didn't even know. She had no. And you want to ask her life and death questions and then say she said, no, you're not getting ready to do that. I'm sitting here, explain it to me. Her husband sitting here, explain it to him. My sister and the children are sitting here, explain it to us, because she's not in a state. She's not in a condition. She's not in a place right now to advocate for herself. Stop asking her life and death questions. She might say yes when she needs to say no, only because her condition at this time is debilitated and she cannot answer correctly. And I'm not going to sit here and let you do it. I don't care how much you say she's over 21 and she's legal age. She is impaired. She's barely alive. Oh, y'all ain't ready for me. So at the end of the day, we're going to talk about this thing this week. We're going to talk about it because, beloved, it's an area where we are still underserved. We are still being maltreated, mistreated, and malpractice is rife and rampant. We got to deal with it, y'all. Because listen, we are lions, and you're going to hear us roar. And every life matters. Every life matters. Every life matters. I'm going to get out of here. We're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to deal with advocacy this week, because we are advocates for our children. We're advocates for our elderly. We're advocates for the mentally impaired. We're advocates for tours. We are victors, not victims, but we will advocate for the tours until they're able to stand on their own feet. And by all means, we are definitely advocates for ourselves. Don't speak for everybody else, but then be mute and silent when it comes to you, because you, beloved, matter. Please matter to yourself. Please, please, please matter to yourself. So when we go back to King Coogee, Life, LYFE. What does that acronym stand for? Love yourself first every day. Love yourself first every day. And there you have it. I appreciate everybody that's coming here. One reason I love you, man. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you. I appreciate your love. I appreciate the love of the people that come in with you. Every last one of you that are in this chat today. To all the viewers and the listeners and the regulars. Listen, I love you guys. I hope that you have a takeaway from today. But there's some key points that we're addressing. Advocacy and how we're going to speak for the community, from the community, by our community. We're not just going to let you treat us any kind of way, but we shall speak. And just like thunder up above my head, I hear thunder in the air. And not just a shelly thunder, but I want y'all to roar too. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I want you to roar too. I love you. I love you. I love you. Now we're going to get on up out of here. Those that will, now you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Those of you that will ride this raid train with us as the moderator takes us wherever she wants to take us to on this morning. We're just going to ride, and I'm going to ask you to come with us. I appreciate you. Please know that I do. I want to say as we get ready to get out of here, we're going to be back tomorrow and the next day and the next day as the Lord bless and give us strength and the ability to open our mouths and say something. We got something to say. And you do too, not just spiritual thought leader, but you got something to say too. There's something down in your shando. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. There's something down in your shando that's ready to come out, and we want to hear it. The world needs to hear it. Well, I feel for my brother. And I feel for my sister. This has been another day of streaming. Yes, you, O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman. And I appreciate you so much for coming on up in the Lion's Den today. I love you. I love you. I really, really do. I want to encourage you. I'm out here in these streets, y'all. I'm out here. I want you to follow me, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, Twitter, Twitch, Anchor, Discord, and more. I'm out there, y'all. And we're going to be coming even stronger. I've got some things and some places planned how we can flow and how we can operate and connect the communities together, communities and villages coming together, not just one village, but many. We're coming together. That's what Josimus is about. Not just one village, but many. We're coming together as we follow each other. We understand in these days and times we are lions, and you're going to hear us roar. God hasn't given us a spirit of intimidation. He hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. And greater is the love that's in me than anything else that's out here in this world. And I am all powerful in love. Now, we don't just talk about change. I want you to be the change. Yes, you. That's why we named the podcast that. Yes, you. I want you to be the change. Everybody, all hands on deck. We need you, baby. We need you. And at the end of the day, it's us, you, me, we all. And I love it because, listen, we're better together. We're stronger together. And I tell you what, the fact that you are in my life now makes me better. Yes, you make me better. And I'm not just saying that as a means of just having some chit chat, but you make me better. When y'all come in here and clown and cavort in the morning, it does something to me and it helps me along my way. Now, copy that raid message if you would. Copy that raid message and come and go with us, and we will do you good. I love you. I'm going to see you again bright and early in the morning, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock a.m. here on the channel for Spiritual Thought Leader. I appreciate you, everybody. For everybody that shared, for everybody that liked, for everybody that followed, for everybody that subbed, for everybody that gave biddies. Please know the Spiritual Thought Leader appreciates you. I love you. Peace for your journey.
Start showing a brother real love, 'cause I wanna go home. Oh, I feel for my brother, I miss you, man. Oh, I feel for my brother, you're my brother.
One reason I want to thank you, my brother, for the raid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love to you.